If you own a PC, listen up. Windows 7 will soon be hitting the shelves. And here to tell us about the latest operating system is Dan Thompson from Claris Networks. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. Yeah. So first, tell us Windows 7. What's this about?
Right. So as you mentioned, Windows 7 is Microsoft's latest version of the Windows operating system. Now, it's still in beta format, so it might not actually be called Windows 7 when it comes out. I'd actually venture to guess it won't be called Windows 7 when it comes out, but we'll roll with it for now.
Okay.
So that's what it is today, is Windows 7. It's actually going to be the upgrade for Windows Vista.
So a lot of people complain about Windows Vista, lots of problems. So is this supposed to be an improvement? What sort of improvements are being made?
Absolutely. You know, one of the biggest gripes with Windows Vista is that it required such a drastic change of hardware, meaning that if you hadn't bought a computer like within the last couple of months, you're probably going to have to buy a new computer just to run the thing. Now, with Windows 7, it's actually the exact same system requirements as Windows Vista. So if you've bought a new machine over the past couple of years, you know, it's been probably about 3 years since Vista came out. So if you've bought a new machine since then, it's going to run great, it's going to run fine. As a matter of fact, the minimum system requirements were a gigahertz processor and a gig of RAM. And Windows 7 actually runs better on that than Windows Vista did, which is great. I've been running Windows 7 for several months now in the beta format. I haven't had nearly the problems out of it that I did with Windows Vista when it was in beta, and also after it was initially released. So I think people will be really happy with it. It runs very efficiently.
Well, you mentioned that a lot of people went out and bought new systems for the Vista upgrade. What if you didn't make an upgrade and didn't go to Vista? Do you think you're going to have to make an upgrade now to run Windows 7 properly?
I do. With some caveats. Now, like I said, a gigahertz processor has been out for a while, but if you haven't bought a new system since Vista came out, that means it's been 4 or 5 years since you bought a new computer. By the terms of computer and their life cycles, it's probably time to go buy a new computer.
Yeah.
But you may not have to. You know, you may just need to do a couple of upgrades, things like that. Like I said, Windows 7 does tend to run a little bit more efficiently than Windows Vista did. So you may try it out, give it a shot. You haven't lost anything because you can use that operating system on your new system. If you get rid of your old one, you'll be good to go.
And when can we expect to see it in stores again?
That's a great question. Microsoft so far has not officially announced, but they are saying it's going to be sometime between the end of 2009 and the very beginning of 2010. However, there's a lot of rumors going on that we may see this thing as early as July. So it could be just around the corner. We'll have to wait and see, though. I would be guessing more towards the end of 2009 before we'll get our hands on this thing.
All right, thanks for the information, Dan. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, you're watching 10 News Today. Cuba's president says lines of communication are open between his country.